These are my non-negotiables for living a movie life. First of all, what the hell do you mean living a movie life? I'm Evyna, and I am creating songs to pair to scenes in your lives, which I'm trying to turn into movies. I'm trying to turn the mundane, everyday moments into scenes from movies, so people remember the point of living, to feel alive, and to feel something, and to not feel alone. Because there's so much of the world out there that we get so boxed in our minds and we forget to live. So how do I live out my everyday like a movie? And am I reminded that it is in fact a movie and not just a mundane, boring life with everyday moments that happen every single day? Well, I have a list of non-negotiables, and some of them seem quite silly, but they work. And if you've seen my other social media videos, I explain why they work. First of all, my hair. Now this is a bit superficial, but I always make sure my hair is washed. Why? Because if I have oily, greasy hair, I do not feel my best, most confident self. I am less willing to put myself out in the world. I don't want to be seen as much. That is literally why. Secondly, I shave. This is very stupid, but also works. My thinking behind it is, if I shave every time before I go out, I am more willing to put myself in situations where something else would come out of it. No, I do not go out every single time and have the intention of doing anything with a man where they would need to see the parts of me that I shave. But by me shaving, I don't have any anxieties in the back of my head if something, could happen and I wanted it to happen. I wouldn't prevent myself. I wouldn't say no to something that I wanted to happen because I had the anxiety that I didn't do something earlier. 3, I am allowing myself to be creative more freely. For so long, I have used my creativity and called it work. Yes, although it may be work for me in some aspects, it is also what I'm passionate about. It is what I live to do. I love creating. I am creatively brained. And if I don't allow myself to just create for the sake of it, then why am I even doing it? What's the point? I don't force myself to create for the sake of, making money or making content, whatever. I allow myself to sit down and see whatever comes out. I allow myself to get a piece of paper and a pencil, a crayon, whatever, and just draw. Am I a good drawer? Not really. I'm kind of average, but that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to do it just because I'm not amazing at it. Is every song I'm going to write going to be a banger that everyone loves and that I'm going to take to the studio and I'm going to release and do all this promo for? No. But does that mean that I shouldn't sit down and try and write a song? No, because you never know when the next one's going to be the best one. So you always just sit down, and I forget that, music is also therapy. So would I rather sit down at a piano for an hour and write a really heartfelt song, or would I like to go pay $180 for a therapy session for the hour? It's like, weigh up your options right there. 4, music, always. Oh my Lord. This is literally what I'm doing. Music playing in moments in our life are what make our life moments movie scenes. Having a soundtrack to our lives is literally the thing that makes it a movie, because it adds a depth to the moment. It adds underlying meaning. It adds feel. It adds oomph. It adds emotion. It adds a feel. And it invites people into your moment too to experience it with you, because they get in the vibe. If you're there doing something, I don't know, in the bathroom and you're playing music and you're kind of just dancing, someone walks in, they look at you, they know the vibe, they join in. But if someone walks in and you're just like, it's kind of orkies, no? It's kind of awkward. So music sets the scene for everything. Oh my God. So yes, music playing at all times. That's literally it. And on to the next thing is dancing. Oh my Lord. I'm going to dance right now. And no one cares what I'm doing. No one cares what I'm doing. I'm living life. This is literally it. No one cares what I'm doing. Dancing releases endorphin and makes you happy. Unless you want to live a really depressing, sad movie for your entire life, or, series of your life or whatever, which also part of the whole thing. But if you want to live happy and you kind of want to lift the mood up right now, dancing. And dancing, 1, releases endorphins, 2, makes you happy, and 3, just makes life feel a little more montagey. In movies, they be dancing to everything when they're cleaning their room, when the hot girl's doing it. It's the thing that makes me feel like my life is a little more montagey, a little more alive, you know what I mean? And then on to the last one. My last non-negotiable is to keep swimming. As the fine Dory said herself, just keep swimming. What do I mean by just keep swimming? I mean just keep doing everything. Saying yes to moments and things that you didn't think you would. Saying yes. Some of the best lived experiences has come out of not being planned and just saying yes to something out of nowhere. Life has so many alternate routes that you can live, and every time I think of whether I want to say no or say yes to a question, an experience, or doing something with someone, I look at it like this. There are two paths that I could go down. Saying yes, and then I think from yes, I always think like 5 to 6 different roads that the night could take me, the day could take me. But if I say no, then I can plan and I can predict what happens next. I will go home, I will go to sleep, or I will go home, I will watch Netflix. If I say yes, I'm leaving myself open to so many more opportunities to have a surreal movie-like moment. So yes, there are times to say no. There are times where you physically don't feel well. There are times where you are so mentally and physically drained that you wouldn't even enjoy the moment anyway. But I challenge you, in the moments, the times where you could say yes and you haven't got something really preventing you except the fact that you're scared or that, you don't really want to, I kind of just want to stay home. I challenge you to say yes. I challenge you to go out into the world and see what happens, because life is full of opportunities, and if you don't explore them, you're never going to experience them, you're never going to live them, you're never going to get them. You can't live your entire life story and build your entire movie around you sitting in your room doing what you're comfortable doing. Just look at me right now. I could have recorded this video in my bedroom like the rest of them, but I thought, no, find a cool spot to record, and now I'm at the top of a cliff. I feel alive. I low-key feel proud of myself for recording in public. Endorphins from dancing at the top of a hill when there's literally a whole crowd of people below me that could be looking up, watching me going, what the hell is this girl doing? The worst thing that has happened by me going out and experiencing this moment is there were 2 girls that came by and I got a little bit anxious. But you know what I did? I didn't let fear stop me and I kept going. And also that a lizard chased me away from my original spot. But do you know what I did? I became in touch with nature. I learned that some lizards do want to come at you. I learned not to be afraid. I'm never going to let fear control my life again. I am never gonna not talk to someone because I'm afraid. I'm never gonna say no to something just because I can't be bothered. So those are my non-negotiables for living my life like a movie. And let me tell you, I have been living by these for a solid month now, and things do change when you allow yourself to live that little bit more freely. And this is coming from someone that used to have to plan every single moment down to the minute in her calendar and would always say no because I was working. There's more out there for you. And when you have a moment that you feel is a movie scene, and you have about, I would say, a solid 5 moments, but there are probably 10 at least. This is me underselling it. In your day, every single day, that are movie moments and are capable of being movie moments. Send me one. Tag me in one. I don't even know. Message me a moment and I'll recreate it, and I'll pair it with music, because music is the thing that creates and transforms these life moments into movies. Live your lives and remember that you're alive. Your life will become a movie for you the moment you realize that you're alive, and it's a beautiful thing.